So you're so passionate about this and so passionate about helping these individuals. How'd you discover that passion?
Well, I don't know if you've heard, but I've heard the saying that passion sometimes comes out of pain. And for me, that pain kind of came out of nowhere. My father in 2007 was losing his battle with cancer. So in April of 2007, from my father's deathbed, he reached out to me and said, "Barry, be sure you take care of your mother." And it's weird because I'd seen those scenes in the movie before, you know, when a man's on his deathbed and reaches out to give a final charge, you know. Just never imagined myself being in one of those scenes personally. So it really got my attention, right? And so out of that, it was a strange kind of feeling, to be honest with you, because my father, if you knew anything about him, right, he was born and raised on a farm, left the farm with $240 in his pocket, and became a very successful business owner and
hardworking man.
Hardworking, successful, and all of that. And it was in the midst of that I realized that all the folks that my father had turned to were not giving him the best advice, and now I had to turn to him, and I didn't have the answers either. And so in the midst of that, I said, I got to honor my father and figure this out for my mom, right? And so the passion generated out of that, and that's when I came across and said, nothing's in plain language. You know, people speak in a foreign language. They don't make it easy to understand. And so out of that, I turned to my good friend Scott Noble and said, "Scott, will you help me?" He had been an auditor of a Big Six consulting firm. He had audited billion-dollar companies. He had been a CFO, CPA, and he was a master at taking very complex financial situations and making them simple, right? And which is exactly what we needed. So together, we started doing that for my mom. And as a result of that, we told our story, his story, my story, and out of that, people said, "Would you help us?"